Hi, I'm Peter Alsop, and this week's Song to Chew comes from my Uh-Oh album for young kids. It's called I Need a Hug, and it's certainly something that most grown-ups could use too, don't you think? When we get older, we're not supposed to need as much emotional support as we did when we were kids, so there are many of us walking around who just need a hug, but we often don't ask for one. We can talk about this a bit more after we hear our Song to Chew for today. Here from my Uh-Oh album is I Need a Hug.
I need a hug, don't need kissing. I need a hug, don't need you to listen. I need a hug when I'm not so calm. I need a hug from you, Mom. I just need a hug.
I need a hug, don't need suggestions.
I need a hug,
Don't need questions.
I need a hug.
When I'm feeling sad, I need a hug from you, Dad.
I just need a hug. Sometimes you get angry when it's really not that bad. Well, everybody makes mistakes, so remember Mom and Dad. I need a hug,
Even if it's late,
I need a hug,
makes me feel great.
I need a hug.
If you don't mind,
I just need a hug. Sometimes I ask for something and you treat me kind of rough. But I'm a young kid, I need things. Hey, well, you got lots of stuff. I need a hug,
you don't need to save me.
I need a hug.
Best you ever gave me.
I need a hug if you don't mind. I just need a hug. I just need a hug. I just need a hug.
That was my buddy Greg Hilfman rocking out on stride piano. He also engineers and plays the bass and drum parts too. I'm on guitar singing with a whole bunch of loud and joyous Topanga kids. This really is a pretty simple song. Sometimes we just need a physical message that we're doing okay and we're lovable, often in the form of a hug. It's called reassurance. Problem is that lots of times when we need a hug, other people don't notice. Or they think we want more information about whatever it is that's bothering us, so they ask us a bunch of questions. And they are very concerned about us, but then we just have to go dig around in our heads to answer their questions instead of getting the hugs we need. Often, us adults and other caregivers feel that we need to find a solution or we want to fix a problem for someone we love who's struggling emotionally, when mostly what they need is just some good old-fashioned support. As the song says, don't need questions, don't need suggestions, don't need kissing, don't need you to listen. Well, maybe a little bit of kissing and listening might help after we get our hug, though. As grown-ups and parents, and even with our grown-up friends and relatives, it's important that we don't just take care of our own need to do something that gets in the way of being able to just be there emotionally for others. Hugging and physical touching is very important, and our culture has loaded it up with lots of hidden sexual implications to keep us from expressing physical affection and support. Our focus needs to be on the overwhelmed child or person who's struggling with their emotions right at that moment, not on what we need to give them. And just like it's important to ask someone for a hug, us parents and caregivers can ask people what they need so we don't have to guess. And sometimes we can suggest a hug, but we don't ever want to force one on someone else because that's up to them to let us know. What might make sense to us might not feel safe to them. The absolute best thing we can do if we need a hug is to actually go to someone who loves us and ask them for a hug. They might be busy and we might have to wait a bit, but usually that's the quickest way to get our hug. That's plenty to chew on for today. I'm Peter Alsop. Glad you stopped by. I'll be back next week with another song to chew. Bye for now.